You're listening to the Brilliant Breakthroughs Podcast, episode number 50, with Maggie and Nancy.
Hi, small business owners. Welcome to Brilliant Breakthroughs Podcast, where we focus on creating brilliant breakthroughs for the small business owner. FYI, this is also the name of the #1 Amazon best-selling book for small business and entrepreneurship. The good news is you can find this book in paperback and ebook form too at Amazon. And to type in the name properly, it's Brilliant Breakthroughs for the Small Business Owner. And the subtitle is Fresh Perspectives on Profitability, People, Productivity, and Finding Peace in Your Business. Now, here's something important. If you're listening to this after November 2018, you're going to want to know that the book we're referencing today is the Brilliant Blue book. It looks like a sapphire. And I want to share with you that our guest is a #1 Amazon bestselling author in that blue book. So just want to clear that up. All right, so rock stars, here's the deal. You are a small business owner, and hopefully you're rocking it or you're finding ways to rock it, and we're here to help you with that. My name is Maggie Mongan, and I'm the anthology leader, which really means I'm the one who invited other folks to write a cool book with me. And we're really honored today because Nancy Lucchesi is here with us today. She is a #1 Amazon bestselling author of that blue book we were just talking about a moment ago. And she's here to talk to us today about your business's productivity, and more importantly, about some really new things that are happening out there that are available to you that you may not even realize yet. So welcome, Nancy. So glad you're here.
Well, thanks, Maggie, for having me. I'm looking forward to this today.
All right, cool. Well, Nancy Lucchesi's chapter is the 7th one in the blue book, and it's titled Unleash Your Mind, Unleash Your Growth. And Nancy, you covered a lot of ground in that chapter. And you helped us look at things really differently. And that's what you do pretty well. You have a whole business around that, actually.
I do. That's the whole app world.
She just dropped it. So Nancy is in the business of mobile apps. And I want to have us change our focus a little bit in today's episode, Nancy. So you ready for what I want to talk to you about?
I am. Bring it on.
Okay, mobile apps. It's still sort of like an unknown commodity for a lot of people. Everybody knows what a website is, but a mobile app is something different. So first, I'd like for you to tell us the difference between the two, and then I'd like to ask you why you do what you do, because I think that will fascinate everyone to look at how to position a mobile app for their business. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, bring it on.
So we're actually going to bring a third prong into this, and we're going to compare social media, a website, and a mobile app, because a lot of people think if they have just one of those items, they're rocking it, when in reality, you need the trifecta. So first, let me tell you what social media does for you. And that doesn't matter what platform you're on. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, and I'm sure I've missed a couple of them in there. And because tomorrow there will be a new one. So what I look at with social media is that's where people just get to learn that you exist. They put you on their radar. They see that you are out there. It's kind of like the billboard that you'll see as you're driving along. You get it real fast. You can't really pay attention, but you go, oh my gosh, I didn't know that business was there. Then the website is where people come to learn about you. They come to find out what products your business has, what services, who are you, the person behind that social media post. So they'll take you from the social media into the website, and they'll learn all about the different things that you have. And it's kind of where people do their research about you to determine if they want to actually work with you. But a mobile app A
Okay.
mobile app is where people come to do business with you. Think about your own habits. How are you using mobile apps? And it's really surprising. I surprise people with this all the time, that the average smartphone user uses at least 9 apps a day, if not more. And I get people often telling me, no, I don't. And then they count. So when you want to buy something, you may go to Amazon. Now, are you going to take the time to sit on your laptop, go to their website, and type in what you want? Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. But for the most part, you're buying it on the go with their app. And you might want to check a financial, your status of where you're at with your financial portfolio. So you're going to go to an app. You're going to check your social media on an app, your weather on an app. These are all things that are done on an app that keeps people forefront in their mind, and you know that they're there. But that's where you go to do business. You ask your questions, you have your chats, you find out about the products, you buy the products, you schedule appointments. Think about how many times have you gone to an app versus typing in a mobile website. It takes a lot of effort to type in a website. Now, you may do it on something that you don't work with very often, but your daily routine things that you deal with, you don't use a mobile website. That's the difference. An app can take your business and turn it into powerful, because people will always be right there in the palm of their hand. They will have your business forefront.
I think there's another point of conversation with that is an app versus a responsive mobile website is very different, because the app is cleaner, it's faster, it's secured differently, it's contained.
It's contained, yes. And everything that's within that app is definitely secured on a platform. It's easily accessible with one touch. Yes, you can have responsive websites, and that's fine, but they don't always respond in the same method. Sometimes they take longer to load. Sometimes there's a lot of problems with them. Some of them, you have to only be on Wi-Fi to be able to access them, where an app, you can actually have data that's not using your cellular or your Wi-Fi data at the time to be able to access. So there's a lot of things that are positive about the app, and it's a one touch. And through the value of a push notice, you can reach clients right away. So your notice doesn't get lost in text. It doesn't get lost in email. And I'm not saying that these marketing ideas are not good. Again, we're not just looking at one way to market. You're looking at a trifecta to reach your clients how they want to be reached. And a push notice comes forefront right on their phone, or it's contained within the app that people can see. It's kind of sorted down to say, this is my message. And here's the best part about an app versus a website. The people have chosen to give you real estate on their phone. They've said, yes, I want to do business with you. And personally, I would rather talk to people who say, yes, I want to do business with you, than to keep marketing to the masses to find out who might cross my path.
Right. They allowed you into their space.
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to share with everybody, Nancy blew my mind away. Even after we had our app developed, she said, Maggie, how many apps do you use today? And I said, not many, like 2 or 3 maybe. And she said, yeah, think about that. And I didn't believe her. But about a month later, I went and looked, and I went, oh, and in many cases, I don't even do a lot on my phone because I can't see it, and I have a bigger phone. But there are things that I do, and I do a lot with apps. My husband is app crazy, so it's a different story for him. But we utilize them more than we realize. And that's my learning curve in the last year, speaking with Nancy. She has opened me up to understand consumer or probable purchaser behavior a little differently than how I had been looking at it. So thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome. And here's another fun fact. 88% of smartphone users will only use a mobile app. They will never use a mobile website, because they're also worried about the security and the hacking of going in through a web browser. So they only do business with you if you have a mobile app when they're using their mobile device.
That is very important to know.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay. So Nancy, you have this really cool cutting edge offering that you provide to business owners. Why do you do this? What's your why?
Oh, my why. My why, well, it's interesting. My why goes back to a visit that I had. I was actually sitting in a coffee shop waiting for an appointment to come, and I noticed these gentlemen sitting there talking, and I knew what company that they were with based on their conversation and some other things. And I heard them say that, don't worry about the small guy. We'll crush them. We have more money than they do. And that just blew my mind because I know the history of this company. This company started several decades ago in a small, little 400 square foot office with the intention and the integrity to help the farmers actually of the world because they were an underserved market. And they had a product that really served them that nobody else was doing. And it was the intention to help these people survive and to thrive, actually. And the owner, the founder of this company has got to be rolling over in his grave when he hears we're going to crush the little guy. And that just really, really corked me, actually, because this country is founded on that small business entrepreneur spirit that has built this country. That's our foundation. And
Right.
so I kind of shifted. Actually, I wasn't even in the mobile app business at the time I heard this conversation. And I went out to find something that the small business owner or the growth focused business owner could use to be able to level the playing field so that they can compete with the big box guys, to compete with the big budget people, and be able to have their share of that market, that digital age. So I came up with this mobile app concept, and our platform is as such that the growth focused business owner who wants to just take his business to the next level with a better digital presence can do that. They can compete and they can just let their business explode without killing the budget. So that's why I do what I do, because that company, just those two guys, just their values were skewed.
Oh, wow. Yeah. To offer the same competitive advantage
Mm-hmm.
to the little guys as the big guys have. It's noble, and actually that's why I opened the doors for my business 15 years ago. Exact same premise.
Yep.
So I hear you, and I think that there's many people out there that don't know that there's options like this available that can differentiate them considerably.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and this is still mobile apps, even though they've been around for a while, it's still a newer concept. So not everybody is doing it, correct?
Oh, correct. There's only a fraction of the businesses out there that are taking advantage of this. It's not too late to start in, because it's been proven. So you've let the big budget people prove that apps are something that people want. So we're going to ride on that, and we're going to bring our businesses into that. And you can catch this now because there's plenty to go around for everybody. Look at how you want to serve your market and give them a better customer experience is going to keep them coming back. That is one thing that we promote all the time. How can we absolutely keep them coming back? Because when you stop and think about it, who is the easiest person to sell to other than your mother? It is somebody who has purchased from you before.
Right.
They trust you, they know you, they like you. So give them that reason. World is so competitive these days. If somebody else offers them a better customer experience, they'll bolt. Loyalty is not what it used to be. So you have to be able to give them that reason to keep coming back. And so through the technology of a mobile app, you keep forefront right there on their minds all the time. I have a couple of businesses that have really expanded upon this. I have a dog grooming place, and they use it now to allow people to book their appointments right there. And it's so convenient because how many times are you sitting there thinking about it going, oh my gosh, I've got to take my dog in and get him groomed. But, oh yeah, I'll do that later. But if you have that app, boom, you're going to schedule that right away and now it's done. We're very in the moment people right now. Same thing with another party that I have that is a financial planner. And he keeps sending out information, especially with this volatile market that we're in right now. He keeps sending information out. And actually, people have his app on the phone that do not do business with him. However, through the app, he is building trust. This is what I have. This is my items. This is everything that I can do for you. And so they are forefront on the mind. And one of these days, they're going to move their finances to him. Because let's face it, moving your finances, you just don't bounce around. You have to really build that trust factor, that trust, that know, and then the like quality.
So yeah, you shared this business with me before. You've told me a little bit about their story, that they don't even have a very high following audience, but their following is exceptionally high.
Yes.
And this is how he's in one swoop, he's serving his current customers and also showing others what he's potential of doing, of how he is serving.
Correct.
And the benefit of having him represent them. Right.
And I also want to share another one that we've taken on since we've talked last, and it's a chiropractor. Well, the chiropractor wants to build her business. However, first of all, geography keeps her limited as to who her audience can be. She's certainly not going to work with somebody who's hundreds of miles away. But she also, due to other privacy and other laws, she wants to keep even her app on a private level where you're just invited in to download her app. We have that capability. So even if you think that you just don't want everybody in the world to have it, you only have a certain audience, we can do that for you. So it's controlled. So that's one aspect. And then we have another one that we just came about that is giving her customers this wonderful experience with a in-the-moment coaching. We use some technology that you're actually getting the feedback that you need right from her app when you're in, I don't want to say crisis. Okay, so it's actually a reducing sugar from your diet. So you can open up the app when you're thinking about having that treat, and in the moment coaching is right there to help you talk yourself out of it or to give you that support that you need to be able to say, nope, I don't want the cookie today. And it's
stand back, put the cupcake down, walk away, do not look back.
Exactly. So there's all kinds of aspects of what we can do. We're not just a one type of a field. We can help a large number, depends upon what their focus is and what they really need. And it allows them to take their digital presence and make it powerful. She was so excited, the one that we're putting the finishing touches on the sugar one right now. And she was so excited to find everything in one location. She goes, oh my gosh, people can see the content of my website here. They can link into my social media here. Plus they can talk to me. It's all in one spot instead of making your audience go all over to find you.
Right. And it is fascinating. I love that. So one of the things that you do when you're speaking with potential clients is you sit down and do a little exploration with them as to how it may be utilized best for their particular business, right?
Correct. Because I will be honest, it is not a product that is good for every single business. It really isn't. You need to have a loyal, repeat following that people need your information or want to engage with you on a regular basis. If you're a business that's just like a one and done, then being on your own individual app is not really for you. or if your purchase is somebody makes once every 5 or 10 years and there's no interaction or other items that you can generate from that, then a mobile app might not really suit, because I don't think your audience will give you the real estate on their phone. However, I would recommend that you find a group of people to jump into. Like our local Chamber of Commerce has a mobile app that does that. It pulls in together all these businesses who might not support their own individual app, but it gives the power of working off of everybody else's audience. So that's something that might be of consideration, is to find one. And we do put those together as well, where we will work with a certain group. The group itself has to have a common theme, like the Brookfield Chamber has that common theme. So that's something to really take a look at. But for the majority of people, a mobile app is definitely possible. And don't think that people have too many apps on their phones. It's not about how many apps they have on their phones. It's about how they use their apps. So even if you're one of 100, give your content such power that your people are going to want to go there.
Well, and that's a funny thing, one of 100. How many people are in 100 different apps a day? None.
Yeah. No, the average, if you have 100 apps on your phone, they say you use about 40 of them a month.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say it's under half.
Yeah.
You know, because you try something, you tinker with it, and then you let it sit there instead of delete it until you run across it again and say, oh, yeah, I'm really not going to use this.
Yeah.
And so, this is really cool. Okay, so there's a lot of goodness for businesses in this century to start utilizing this century's technology and marketing tools. This is a customer experience and marketing all rolled into one.
Yes. And it's what people are asking for.
Something that's always with them.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Wow. I would love for us to talk another 3 hours. However, we don't have that much time. So you were talking about cookies and I use cupcakes. What's your favorite sweet treat, Nancy?
Frozen custard.
Ah!
I'm a Milwaukee girl. I'm a Wisconsin kid. Mine is frozen custard. And
That's your soft spot?
That's my soft spot. Soft serve, soft spot. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, well, of course, you're Wisconsinite and dairy is the product of the state, so that's sort of cute.
And for those who are not from Wisconsin, frozen custard is similar to ice cream.
Oh, way better.
Way better. We actually have competitions here for who has the best. Are you an Oscars fan or a Cops fan? Or Gillies? But mine is Leon's butter pecan.
Butter pecan. Okay, now we know.
Yeah.
All right. Nancy, any last words on mobile apps?
You know what? It's the wave of the future, and it's still time to ride the waves. I guess you can think about it just like an ocean. There's a wave today. Well, there's going to be another one tomorrow, so it's not too late to get out there and surf.
There you go. There you go. So listeners, I hope you enjoy the time with #1 best-selling author, Nancy Lucchesi. Start by reading chapter 7 in that sapphire blue book we just talked about, Brilliant Breakthroughs for the Small Business Owner, and gift your business's performance by accepting the invitation that Nancy has at the bottom of her author's page, which is located at the end of her chapter. Plus, there's all sorts of social media handles for you to connect with Nancy Lucchesi on. Here's something that's really cool. Right now, you can see everything about the book and how to get a hold of it and Nancy Lucchesi by going to the Books app, Brilliant Biz Book. All one word, Brilliant Biz Book. And before I forget, Nancy, how does everyone get a hold of you?
Well, you just said it. You can get a hold of me through the Brilliant Biz Book app. My email is in there. You can find how to reach me. You can also go to my website. In fact, if you go to my website, Unleashed Mobile Apps, the links to the apps are right on there. So whether you're an Apple user, a Google user, you can download our app right from there. But those are the best ways to find me.
All right, cool. And we have a really neat feature on our app, Brilliant Biz Book. where you can ask an expert, and you'll see Nancy Lucchesi's name. Click on it and then type in your question, and Nancy will reply back to you. It'll go directly to her, and she'll send you an answer, or, I think this might be a little bit of a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
How's that for a bonus? You going to play, Nancy?
I'm all in.
Okay. So thanks again for your time and wisdom sharing today, Nancy. And listeners, we appreciate you listening to the Brilliant Breakthroughs podcast, where you learn about how to create more brilliant breakthroughs for your small business. Until next week, shine brightly.